Welcome to the third installment of the New Mexico State franchise, where John Hamm's Aggies are now 2-4 in his first season. New Mexico State is coming off a victory against their in-state rivals, and they're looking to string together their first winning streak under their new head coach. I typically like to do 3 games per video, but this next matchup was so special that I'm going to focus on just this next game, so buckle in and get ready for the ride. This video is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm with over 100 offices nationwide and more than 800 lawyers who focus on every area of personal injury law: car accidents, slip and fall, workplace injuries, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, and more. People are often afraid to sue because they feel bad. When you sue for an injury, you're not suing the person who caused the injury. You're suing their insurance company who's sitting on billions of dollars. There's no reason to feel bad for getting the compensation you deserve. Oh, and by the way, everything is completely free of charge unless they win your case. No upfront costs, no sign-up fees. All the paperwork, research, expert witnesses, negotiations, court hearings, it's all free unless they win. If you don't win your case, you pay nothing. So it makes sense that their promise is to be for the people, not the powerful. So if you're ever injured in an accident, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Again, their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/willsucks or dial #law #529 from your cell phone. We're playing the Rice Owls, which reminds me of one of my favorite quotes from John F. Kennedy's inauguration.
Why does Rice play?
New Mexico State.
We choose to go to
Las Cruces.
not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
We certainly are hard, and we're looking to put together our first winning streak under head coach John Hamm. And to do so, we're going to need our quarterback Justin McCall to play like he did a week ago in Albuquerque. McCall starts the game where he left off, throwing a beautiful touch pass over the shoulder of Kyle Green, who gets both feet in bounds for a catch. After the nifty footwork from Green, McCall finds Daryl "the Hog" Johnson on a hook route before Bobby Mullins finds a gap between the tackle and guard and scoots through a massive hole for a 22-yard gainer. On second down, the Hog beats press coverage and gets wide open on a slant route in the end zone, giving us an early lead in the first quarter. The Aggie defense matches the offense's intensity and stops Rice short of the sticks, forcing a quick 3 and out. Next drive starts with back-to-back 10-yard gains from Travis Hill and Kyle Miller, but McCall is sacked, setting up 3rd and long. No problem, McCall nails a corner route to Kenny Harris, and we're back in business. Coach Hamm reaches into his bag and pulls out a pair of option plays, but McCall can't find an open man on 3rd down and takes a rough sack, forcing us to settle for a 40-yard field goal that just clears the uprights. Rice gets creative as well, trying to dig out of an early 10-point deficit, and going into the second quarter, they roll the dice and convert on 4th and 1. The Owls' starting QB goes down with a mild concussion, but backup Marquise Davis starts to gash us with read options, finally barreling his way into the end zone for Rice's first score of the game. After a nice return by Connor Jones sets us up near the 40-yard line, the Hog nearly makes a spectacular one-handed catch, and then McCall makes his first mistake, throwing into zone coverage and paying the price. For McCall, it's already his 15th interception through not even 6.5 games. Down 3 points, Rice is vying for the lead and picks up a couple of first downs, but Don Jones isn't fooled at all in the read option and blasts Marquise Davis into the turf. But the Owls, they simply don't give a hoot, and they fire right back at the Aggies with some hard running, hurdling and charging through our best defenders on their way to the end zone and their first lead of the game. It's becoming abundantly clear that the run defense is the Achilles heel of this team. On the next possession for the Aggies, we run what I like to call the New England Patriots offense. And by that I mean we dump it off to the running backs twice and finally throw it downfield to a white guy. Charlie Charles reels in the corner route for a big play, but we start to go in reverse when McCall is sacked on back-to-back plays, extinguishing what seemed like a promising drive. On 3rd and 26, McCall throws up a prayer to the Hog, but it's starting to look like God is not on the Aggies' side this season. Rice gets the ball back and begins a 2-minute drill, hitting Isaiah, "Take Me to Church" on back-to-back plays, cutting through our defense with ease. Casey Jacob Tremblay finds some room in the middle of the field, and finally Marquise Davis puts an exclamation on the first half with yet another touchdown scamper. But believe it or not, there's still time, and the Aggies desperately need to put up some points before the end of the half. We march down the field with an extra gear that, honestly, I didn't know we had. The clock is ticking, and we want a touchdown, not a field goal, so that's exactly what we get before time expires. It's a huge drive before the half, and it gives us some extra momentum going into the second period. This touchdown also shows what a titanic threat Travis Hill can be. Even when he's not getting the ball, his mere presence is affecting the defense. For our halftime entertainment, I want to bring out the late comedian Mitch Hedberg to tell the greatest joke about rice that's ever been written.
I like rice. Rice is great when you're hungry and you want 2,000 of something.
Alright, and thank you to Mitch for the halftime set. Now back to the game. It's 3rd and 5, and the Aggies have a chance to make a huge stop and really shift the momentum of this game. But Kevin Murphy breaks through the defense on a well-timed screen pass and takes it all the way down to the 4-yard line. The Owls go back to the well with another screen, but were eventually able to corral Rob Bell short of the goal line. But Rice decides to roll the dice on 4th down, and Davis hits Sean Ryan for a touchdown that puts them back up by 2 scores. Connor Jones sets us up with a pretty nice kick return following the Owl touchdown, and tight end Kyle Miller finds a soft spot in the zone defense for a 17-yard pickup. Our other Kyle takes a wicked shot over the middle, but hangs on to the ball. And on 2nd and 1, it's a perfect time to take a shot to the hog, but he's blanketed. You know, like a pig. Fortunately, Bobby Mullins has just enough for a first down, and on the next play, McCall finds Kyle Green on a post route that nearly goes the distance. It's time for the King of the Hill to do what he does best, and he does just that, getting the Aggies back within a score of the lead. Coach Ham congratulates his favorite player on the team, and we're right back in this dogfight. On the first play of the Owls' next possession, Kevin Murphy does an Irish jig through the middle of our defense, and then bounces off of Jason Franklin, taking a screen pass off the left side and all the way to the house. This defense just isn't allowing us to gain any ground on the Owls. McCall picks up a first down, keeping the ball on a read option, but he follows it up with a grave mistake, firing a boneheaded pick over the middle of the field. He's not exactly Big Ben chasing down Nick Harper, but at least McCall makes the tackle at the end of the play. Early on in this Rice drive, it looks like the Aggie defense is getting ready to surrender another easy score and potentially put a bow on this game. But we get a huge stop on 3rd down, and we're able to hold the Owls to just a field goal, keeping the Aggies within a pair of touchdowns. We get the ball back, but we have an oh shit moment, as disaster strikes on a read option, and we cough up the ball, putting this game once again in serious jeopardy. The Owls suffer from an awkward exchange of their own. We eventually pick up a huge sack that forces a long field goal from Rice. It has the distance, but mercifully, it doinks off the upright and gives us great field position. There's no more time left for goofing around on offense if we want to win this game. I repeat, rumpus time is officially over. We've got to be all business if we want to come back and beat the Owls. We get one step closer when McCall throws a shimmering laser beam of a pass to the Hog, his 2nd touchdown of the game. The Hog had a slow start to the season, but we're finally utilizing the highest rated player on our team, and it's starting to pay dividends. Now the offense is flowing, and the defense is starting to keep up their side of the bargain as well. Now that we can stop the dreaded screen pass to Kevin Murphy, I feel confident in our D's ability to hold up through the rest of this game. I decided to put the Hog back on punt return duties, hoping he can spark our next drive, but the Owls sink their talons into him and prevent a big return. As the Rolling Stones would say, time is on our side. So I stay patient and give the ball to Bobby Mullins, the unsung hero of the Aggie offense. Connor Jones gets in on the action with a catch and run for a first down, and we begin to slow the pace and continue to keep the ball on the ground, milking the clock for every last drop of, clock juice, I guess. Mullins takes a toss and powers us inside the 5, and then an unlikely hero emerges. On 1st and goal, our 3rd string running back Demetrius Singletary takes the ball and plunges into the end zone, getting us within a point of the lead. Obviously, it's thanks to Travis Hill, who clears the path like a machete-wielding safari goer slicing through greenery. The all-important extra point sails good through the uprights, and we're all knotted up at 38 apiece. Now, it's going to come down to our defense making a huge stop with just over a minute to play. Rice gets a nice return, and my sphincter starts to clench when the Owls start their drive with a very quick first down on a pass to Adam Hammond, but David McCutcheon comes up big with a colossal sack that puts a spoke in their wheels. I realize Owls don't have wheels, but just roll with the metaphor, please. In a very bizarre, rather Nathaniel Hackett-esque decision, The Owls run the clock down before Davis throws the ball away. Then, on 3rd down, we strike with another sack, and Coach John Hamm is quick to call timeout with just 13 ticks left in the 4th quarter. Rather than step all over this classic with my mediocre commentary, I'm going to fire up some music and let you sit back and witness what's about to happen. It's not hyperbole to say that this victory over Rice was one of the greatest moments not only of playing this game, but one of the greatest moments of my life, second only to when my wife gave birth to her boyfriend's children. And as always, I'd like to give an anonymous tip of the cap to Christine Aguilera for making these videos happen. I'll see you guys next time.